Let's get started with the next chapter. Chapter 7, Week 2 of the internship. Monday morning, Eriko went to the kitchen to make a quick breakfast. When she opened her fridge, she realized she was running out of some staples, so she made a mental note to politely ask the studio's driver to drop off at the local grocery store on her way home. Plus, she knew that she needs more practice parking the car. The reason why she didn't talk to Pedar and Kim is because she knows that they're busy and they have other more important things to deal with. Plus, since the studio driver is teaching her how to drive, it made sense for her to ask the driver, the driving instructor, rather than bug Pedar and Kim about this. On her way to the clinic, she stopped by the mailroom, saw a letter from her younger sibling and father. Her younger sibling's letter was mostly more ranting about her aunt as well as a thank you for her cell phone number. After seeing her younger sibling's cell number, she took out her cell phone, punched it into her phone. Next, she read her father's letter. He apologized for not writing sooner. Although the right person was chosen to be his first tenant, they found a better place to rent somewhere else. As soon as he put a for rent sign on the front yard, Mrs. Agnes Murphy Windham immediately asked her father to let her be the first to know. She'll help him find the right tenant. Since he knew that she won't take no for an answer, he acquiesced. Almost immediately, she found the right tenant, and they were helping them move in as well as setting down the ground rules. Also, her father stated that he'll be in the area next Saturday from like 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. midday, for shopping and going to a restaurant. He concluded with a thank you for her cell number. He knew that the clinic won't mind him calling them to call her. However, he knew that she would be busy as well. Eriko made a mental note to write both of them back. That morning, Kim and Eriko drove Eriko to the imaging center to get the MRI done. During the car ride, Eriko notified Kim that her father will stop by to visit during midday, but that it won't interfere with her pre-existing appointments with the eye doctor and dentist. Although the appointment was for 8 a.m., they first had her complete new patient paperwork. Next, they didn't have her go into the machine until about an hour later, around 9 a.m. Since they needed a full picture of what's going on with Eriko, the MRI machine took dozens of pictures. By the time the appointment was done, it was almost noon. So Kim took Eriko out to lunch. After lunch, Kim drove Eriko directly to the studio while Kim returned to the clinic. So let me scroll up. At the studio, Kim carefully notified the driving instructor that she needs more practice parking the car, and she included the fact that she needs to do some quick grocery shopping. He said that he has family who owns a grocery store, kind of like hint, he's also from the Murphy family. So as long as he goes with her, he can make certain that she'll get the employee discount. She thanked them and agreed to go there after work. After afternoon shadowing Jonathan and Maria, she spent the last hour getting her next driving lessons and concluding with the trip to the grocery store. She was stunned at the prices. It was much higher than the suburbs where she was from. However, as the cashier scanned each item, she saw the price go down to something that was a little bit more reasonable. After she paid, her cell phone vibrated. It was Pedar. He needed her to see him and Kim at the clinic and to text them as soon as she arrived. After the driver told her it's about a 10-minute drive depending on traffic, she relayed the message via text. Then they drove straight to the clinic. After thanking the driver, she saw Pedar and Kim with Chiaki. Chiaki looked way better than the day before, even though Eriko knew that the road to recovery and figuring things out would take a lot longer. After Pedar closed and locked the door behind her, they went to the clinic's meeting room. Chiaki thanked all of them for helping them get through yesterday. Usually they're calm even when things get hectic. Then Chiaki cut to the chase. They want to thank them for offering to help. As a result, they want to treat them to their restaurant. It's a combination of a sushi bar, Asian fusion, and teppanyaki restaurant. They co-own the restaurant with a couple of friends. Pedar took the lead, stating that although this is an unusual request from a patient, it is not out of the ordinary. That being said, they need to set ground rules. Anything that goes on in the clinic must stay at the clinic, and vice versa. Also, there's the ethical issue of multiple relationships. Chiaki assured them that they will respect their boundaries. When Chiaki looked at Pedar saw that Chiaki has integrity, so he nodded. Pedar concluded that if anything changes with either side, then they need to address it immediately. Everyone, including Eriko, verbally agreed. Since Paradise needs a receipt for income tax purposes, they agreed to cut the bill in half. Since Chucky also needs a receipt for their income taxes as well. After Chucky gave them the business card, Paradise took Chucky to the front lobby area, unlocked the door, and they bid each other good evening. Okay, let me scroll up. After Chucky left the building, Paradise told Eriko that they have lined up a guest speaker and a backup just in case. He set the ground rules that she's only to ask questions about canceling a surgery appointment. He also stated that she's not to talk about any of their patients, let alone her own journey. Eriko verbally agreed to the rules. Also, Pedro gave her a heads up that he will talk more about what he does to reduce the risk that he might have to cancel a patient's surgery, as well as the patient's responsibility to speak up about anything that might cause the surgery to get canceled. When Eriko thanked Pedro for setting up the guest speaker, Pedro and Kim excused themselves. At this time, Eriko took her groceries to her upstairs apartment. After greeting Shannon and Elmo, Eriko made her dinner. While she ate her dinner, she worked on writing a letter to her younger sibling and her father. After she put their letters into their respective envelopes, she put a stamp on them and set them next to her door, ready to be mailed out. When she went to take a bath, she realized that she hadn't even done any laundry since her arrival. After sighing out loud, she got out a sheet of paper, set up a daily schedule to remind her when to go grocery shopping, laundry, cleaning, etc. Next, she set out to do some laundry. Fortunately, there was a laundry room downstairs. After she took out her keychain, she singled out one key, unlocked the door, and she set out to do her laundry. The next day, she put the envelopes into the mail slot for outgoing mail. Then she went to the clinic. First thing on Friday morning, the guest speaker arrived. He started with an introduction statement. Next, he opened the floor for questions. Eriko listened intently. When she asked her questions, she was careful to stay on topic. She did gain a lot of insight into the process of how one surgeon pre-screens every new patient application himself. She also learned how he gathers additional information during the initial doctor's appointment. He also gave her general information about what might cause him to redirect the patient to a different doctor. And he mentioned some of the things that might come up during the surgery and what he tells the patients when they have to go that route. He concluded his speech with the fact that he does as much as he can to prevent surgery from getting canceled. However, even when he and the patient does everything they're supposed to do, anything can happen, and he walks each of his patients through the process if it comes to that. After they thanked their guest speaker, Kim walked him out of the clinic and thanked him one more time. So let me scroll up. After Pedro asked Eriko if she has any additional questions or need clarification, the rest of the clinic staff excused themselves. At this time, Kim returned to the meeting room, and Pedro returned with the MRI results. Eriko took a deep breath. Next, she opened the manila envelope. There were several images of what her insides looked like. Then she took out a sheet of paper with a list of diagnoses: adenomyosis, uterine fibroids, and endometriosis stage 1. She was done. All the research she had read said that surgery is the only way to diagnose this condition, yet she had the results of her MRI which had that diagnosis. Pedro carefully said that the team already has research going on at this time. However, they work on a separate research article about her case, and they will include the fact that the MRI results that includes endometriosis as a diagnosis. On the other hand, they need to respect Western medicine. For now, they will keep her in the control group until she has a surgery which will make the diagnosis official. At this time, she asked about the research projects of that clinic that are going on. He gave her the list. She asked whether or not they could put them on the bulletin board. He said that he'll ask his staff what they think would be the best way to do this. After she agreed to a specific list of research projects, he had her complete informed consent forms for those. Okay, let me go scroll up. Okay, then she spent the rest of the day shadowing the front desk. While one of the new patients completed paperwork, Eriko noted that she was not in the right headspace. After the patient handed over paperwork, she left. When Eriko looked at the paperwork, she noticed some red flags. Although the patient did indicate that they have endometriosis, the list of symptoms they're experiencing are none of the ones that are actual symptoms of the disease. She immediately pointed out to her supervisor. Supervisor immediately notified the senior nurse practitioner. The practitioner called the number that was on the application. An automated message said you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. After conferring with the rest of the staff, they agreed to put the application in the bin that contains paperwork that needs to be shredded. After Eriko returned to the front desk, one of the other new patients apologized and said that she forgot to bring her doctor's information. About an hour later, they returned. She returned, completing the rest of the paperwork, handing in medical records with the application. The rest of the week, they had Eriko stay at the front desk, pre-screening new patient applications. Fortunately, there were no other incidents. It appeared that all new patients got the message. Um, After lunch at her apartment, the driver showed up, took her to the studio. Once the wardrobe department gave Eriko the next set of outfits, she picked out the ones she likes, returned the ones that weren't quite what she liked. Then she spent the rest of the day alternating between shadowing Jonathan and Maria as well as getting the next driving lesson. On Friday evening, Erika spent the day cleaning up her apartment, got ready for the next day with her father. At the same time, she looked over her moving boxes, set out to empty the contents, fold them, put them in the closet. So, as always, give me feedback, constructive criticisms, questions, asking for clarification, and I shall see you next time.